Greetings, fellow investigators, and welcome back to our video podcast, Into the Darkness, where my friends and I play the Call of Cthulhu role-playing game. I'm your host, Tom Rayleigh. The campaign is Spawn of Azathoth. It was written by Doc Herber, and our game master is John Hook. And this is episode 22. Our recap will be given by Stuart Lively as his character, Cornelius Cuthbert. So without any further delay, let's continue our journey into the darkness. Stuart?
From the port, we set out across the jungle, off to the mission where Catherine Baxter is believed to be. The major in charge affords us 6 porters and 2 guides for our journey. Dangers abound, as within 1 day, out by canoe, we lose one of the porters to a deadly spider bite. Into the 2nd day, all the while being spied upon by local natives, we have a double catastrophe, in that poor Dr. Augustine is apparently attacked by tentacle-like snakes, pulling him up into the trees. We finally get Arlo down, but that scared off the rest of our porters. Now down from 4 to 3 canoes, along with some of our supplies, we pressed on, but with a weary heart. We made camp for the night and cleared it as best we could of dangers, and slept uneasily. In the morning, we arose to discover a warning totem staked firmly to the ground outside our tents. I don't want to imagine what else will meet us on the way to this mission.
All right. So let us begin. You have awoken. That totem, Sikander kicked that totem into the river, into the stream, and got rid of it. And Mabur is preparing all of the canoes, and you guys are packing to leave in quite the hurry. You spend half the day, much like you did the previous days, paddling hard and going upstream, and eventually Mabur or Sikander guides the boats, and you guys make ground now on the left bank. You've been primarily sticking close to the right-hand bank through most of this journey, and camping on the right-hand side. And now you have crossed the width of the stream and have banked to the left-hand side. And where he pulls the boats up, it actually looks like it's the head of a path. It looks like there's a worn footpath that heads into the woods, basically west into the woods. And so he gets the boats up and starts tying them off so they stay secure, and says, okay, we must travel by foot now. If we hurry, we should get there before nightfall. But if not, we will push on and get into the mission even after nightfall.
Well, I've never been more grateful to see a dirt path in my life.
Here.
Sikander, do we stash the canoes and excess gear here, or do we have to portage everything in for safekeeping?
The canoes will be safe here. We can leave them here, but we must take all other gear.
Very well.
Taking a good look around, are we seeing any of those eyes that were upon us earlier?
You can give me a spot hidden.
There aren't any, road piranhas, are there?
002!
You are looking under every leaf and rock, and you are quite alone. You are confident that no one else is around.
Okay. Well, onwards, upwards.
Onwards we go. This is a heavy burden.
All right. All right, you guys begin, and it's a pretty intense road march. with these packs on your backs. So I need everyone to give me Constitution rolls, please. If you will recall, if anyone is ill and suffering with a con penalty die, please apply it.
Now, as I recall, when we got the con penalty die from touching poisonous things,
yes,
and then the next day we did the same thing. Now, if we succeeded on the second roll, how we no longer have the penalty? So we had the penalty only the first day, but I don't have it the second day. And
it could have been compounded. So if you get it once, you still have it.
Okay.
And it turned my success into a failure.
Mine as well.
Oh, good.
Mine was a failure either way. 78. So
I passed.
A 13 and a 23. So my.
And we can't use luck to dissuade
You
it.
can use luck, yes.
And I'll spend 5 luck to dissuade.
Maybe if I were that close, but.
Yes. Not to waste.
As appealing as spending 19 luck sounds, I don't think I'm going to spend the 19 luck.
I'm just tired of itching.
All right. So those who failed the con rolls, you guys are kind of holding up the group because you're not able to push on and keep up. So the entire group is slowing down to accommodate you. And as such, it is after nightfall before you guys start kind of walking into an area that has a clearing. And up ahead, you see a collection of elevated huts. They're all on stilts. And so they're elevated probably about 3 feet off the ground. And there's this collection of huts that are elevated, and you can see some flickering candlelight in a few of the small windows. As Sikander and Mabur are leading into the area, they kind of start rapping on some of their equipment to make some noise, and you start seeing faces as people are coming out of these huts.
Is the mission nearby? Is it not far?
Sikander turns and answers you and says, "We have made it. This is the mission."
Huts.
Huts on stilts. Is there a building that looks more? Is there a larger structure on stilts, like a church?
Yes, there is a larger building that does look to be a church. It is adorned with a cross. There's another one nearby that looks. It actually has a label on it that says school.
Is there a graveyard nearby?
You do not see a graveyard inside the camp.
I didn't even think of that, but yeah, thank God.
I don't know what I was expecting, but this wasn't quite it.
My guess is that the stilts are to keep the bugs out.
Most likely.
Possible seasonal floods as well.
Each hut has a very short little ladder that's it's only like 4 steps long, at a 45-degree angle, leaning against the platform, and it's a low ladder. So it looks like these people are accustomed to balancing on the rungs as they just kind of go up without handholds, and they just basically walk up these 45-degree ladders like they're stairs and enter into these huts. But as you guys come into the camp, it is after nightfall, and you see native people are living in these huts, and they come out and they just start coming around you, all of you, and start like helping. They start grabbing your bags and things and trying to relieve you of burdens.
Oh, thank you. Or they're relieving us of our stuff, but
yes, of the packs that you are carrying. And so yeah, it's mostly women and children who approach you. The women are grabbing the packs, the children are grabbing your hands, and are directing you to these huts. So some of you, it looks like Dr. Saladin and Edith and Philip are being directed towards one hut, and then Dr. Augustine and Cuthbert and Long are being directed to a second hut.
Cynthia Baxter?
Sister Cynthia? Is she here?
Yeah. And the natives are smiling, and they say, "Oh, yeah, yes, Miss Cynthia, yes."
Miss Cynthia, very good.
Well, we'd kind of like to meet her, if it's okay. I mean, what time is it? Is it late, or is it?
I mean, it's pretty late. It's after sundown, and so and it was going to be it's a late sunfall, or late night, comes up. So yeah, it's probably close to 10 o'clock at night.
Yeah, I imagine they keep rather Spartan hours under these circumstances.
It would probably make quite a ruckus.
Yeah. So are the respective huts were being taken to opposite each other, or?
Yeah, they're neighboring huts.
Right.
Well, I guess we're going to meet her in the morning. She's not coming out.
Well, where are they taking the two guides? Are they going with us, or are they going somewhere else?
Yeah, Sikander, are you staying at the mission until our work here is done, or are you going to go back and return for us?
Yeah, Sikander says that he and Mabur will stay here at the mission until you guys are ready to leave, and then they will guide you back.
One thing I am a little worried about is that if Cynthia isn't here, I mean, no one's seen her in a long time, and she has gone to the other island before.
Well, she came back.
But I guess we'll find out in the morning.
Almost immediately.
They seem to think they seem to have familiarity with her name too. So,
are the huts we're being led to unlit?
No, they have candles in there, right. And the huts, think of them like yurts. I mean, it's all just a single room. The huts are circular, so everything is under that one roof. So there's no privacy or anything. The natives that guide you in there, the floors are like reed mats and everything, and there's like little small stools and small tables inside this hut, and there are some candles that are lit in here. The guides, the natives bring you into these huts. They set your gear down, and they show you gourds that are filled with water and stuff, and then they just kind of back out and they're saying thank you, but they're saying thank you, and then they back out, and then they shut the little reed door.
Thank you.
Yes, probably eat us tomorrow. But, well, I'm completely exhausted. I'm going to wrap myself up.
It's been a long, hard day. Most of it, half of it spent rowing, and then half of it spent walking. So you guys have had a lot of calisthenics today.
They're just mats on the floor.
Just mats on the floor. They
hoping,
feel fantastic.
Yeah. Although I was hoping that Cynthia would meet us at the entrance to the mission with a large tub of some soothing ointment.
She might not even know we're here. How would she know they were? How would any of them know we were coming?
Somebody must keep a watch. Well, I mean, they did. Sikander didn't make noise in the boar. They made that sort of noise.
Yeah, when they came in, they were like announcing, making noise.
Perhaps the people here might have a salve we can use tomorrow. It'd be great, but I am exhausted. I'm just going to go to bed.
Arlo, how's your back doing? Those wounds. It looked like those serpents were hurting you from there.
I am fine, Dick, but I am fine. I feel we should just rest. You don't need to worry too much.
But I mean, they hauled you up into a tree, Dr. Augustine. That's their strength and their speed is.
Dr. Long, we just need rest. But I am also concerned because I know where you're coming from. What if they come back again? What if they could take Cuthbert next? Who knows? But
So we can't have them taking Cuthbert.
I think it was the tree.
that.
I think the tree was carnivorous. The tree's not going to come get us.
Dr. Salazar.
Well, Dr. Zeno, I don't.
Dr.
From the other hut.
I can hear you through the wall of my hut.
Yeah. Well, Zeno, we've only seen such things in the Dreamlands. I don't know if they have a waking counterpart. I've never heard of
We've
such a
seen them
thing.
in pulp novels, carnivorous trees, and I mean, who knows what's out here?
Yes, who knows? But
Maybe that thing that grabbed you is the real version of the dream version of the witch tree that tried to eat us.
If there were such carnivorous trees, I think one of the guides have mentioned it.
Not if they didn't.
They're native here.
Because all of the guides that have met the carnivorous tree have been eaten.
But I mean, I would just simply be shocked if there's only one such tree.
So would I.
we
This is
shouldn't.
Africa. It's the largest country next to Russia. World.
We're on an island. Zeno, are you feeling okay?
yeah.
Somebody check Zeno for
the
a fever.
things can be on island. There are plants on this island that are also in. Come on.
Anyway, we all should get to some sleep. I think Zeno's losing more of his marbles.
Yeah.
All right.
Zeno, if you're going to talk to them, going into their hut, you're keeping me from rolling over and pretending that it's not itchy and hot. How are the animal sounds around here, Keeper?
Make a listen roll.
Well, there's a waste of a 003.
So you do hear the type of night noises, insects and things, and maybe nocturnal, birds of some sort that, and maybe some screeching of like bats or something. But so as you're kind of tuning your ear to hear and get a sense of what the animal life is like, you hear something else in the air, and it's almost like there's a murmuring going on.
Not water, but voices. But I don't make out intelligible words.
Correct. It's you only pick up on it because it seems to have like a cadence to it that is clearly not animal and not of like a natural origin, like a brook or something like that, or trees, because the cadence is too rhythmic.
So it might be more like a chant than a whispered conversation.
That seems likely.
Well, we'll ask Cynthia in the morning if we get to see Cynthia. I still haven't figured out how I'm going to explain who I am.
True. Mr. Myron Dexter. All right. So is everyone turning in?
Yeah. But
Yeah.
I have my knife ready in case.
And I'll make sure that my my little sidearms on me.
My sidearm's close. My rifle's close enough as well.
I think my machete's somewhere in this.
All right. You guys turn in and you get a pretty good sleep. Everyone gets some really good sleep. And so in the morning, the sunlight is kind of streaming in through the small windows of the huts, and you hear activity and life outside.
I could go for a nice cup of coffee or some tea.
Some crane tea, Cuthbert.
I think there's some left.
Yes, that sounds good. Pour it in my thing here. I don't have a normal teacup.
A tin. You have your little tin cup from your mess pack. All right, your mess kit.
Exactly.
All right. So does everyone come out of the?
Yes.
Yes. Right. Stretch, breathe in the fresh air, take a look around.
All right. Yeah. So you step outside the hut, and these huts have narrow platforms, like a deck that fully encircles the elevated hut. So you can walk all the way around it without touching the ground. And so, you come out and you're kind of looking around, and you can see people, just kind of milling around. There's people just doing stuff. There's like a campfire over there. And, so they're just kind of getting that fire going for the day. You can see not too far away after that is several stretchers, and they seem to be doing some tanning of skins. So that's in that process. There's naked children running around kicking a ball of leaves that are all densely packed together and tied together to make this ball. And just people moving about. You can hear people who are also in huts and stuff moving around. The day seems to be starting. Life is starting here in the mission.
Any sign of Cynthia?
and Mabur are nearby as well, and they're like getting hot drinks to have as well.
And Cynthia?
You don't see anyone. Philip, of course, you would recognize her on sight, but for everyone else, there is not a white woman amongst this group. So you could pretty much guess the only white woman would be Cynthia.
Sikander.
Yes, good morning.
Could you ask somebody where Cynthia Baxter is?
Oh, yes, I have already asked, and she is she's not in the camp. They expect her back. They say that she was on a mission and doing missionary work, and she'll be back later on this afternoon.
Oh, well, that's good news. Thank you.
Andrew, do you think you could ask them if they have any kind of
salve,
lotion, salve, something for these bites?
Oh yes. I forget there are many people who are not accustomed to the life in the jungle. Yes. I believe that there is a med kit in the mission. it is everything is open here. Please feel free. You have access to it. Take what you need.
Excellent. Thank you.
Thanks you, Sikander. I hope we find something. As I was trying to fall asleep last night, I seemed to hear something like chanting in a low tone. Did you hear that, Sikander?
No, I'm sorry. I was very exhausted. I fell asleep as soon as my head hit the floor.
To be fair, I was so exhausted, maybe I started dreaming before my head hit the floor. But it didn't seem like a particularly Christian sort of sound. I don't know. Well, that's the others.
Maybe Mabore might have heard. Is he around?
Yeah, he's there near Sikander, drinking a hot drink.
Yeah, he's quiet. He might hear something before anyone else did. Would you mind asking him, Sikander, if he heard something like chanting?
And so Sikander does turn to him, speaks to him in Hindi, and Mabur just kind of looks up from his cup, his steaming cup of tea, and looks at Sikander, looks at you lot, and then back at Sikander, and he just simply shakes his head no.
Well, let's get some tea or coffee in us and have a look around.
Read.
Sorry, Sikander, which structure is the mission building?
Oh, this is the mission here, and it's the large one that has the crucifix over the door.
I see. So it's sort of the church is also an administrative space.
He says, yes, that's where Miss Baxter's office is.
Very good. Thank you. And I'm going to fortify myself with a steaming beverage and go and start poking my nose around where it doesn't belong.
Yeah. Good idea. I'd join you and maybe taking a look at the mission building while we await Cynthia.
Is the latrine a long, low building over a pit?
Yes.
Maybe behind the miniature tannery so that all the gross stuff can be in the same area?
Yeah, it's in that direction. Yeah, definitely.
I'm gonna head to where the lotion is.
Okay, so you head for the mission.
And I'm going with him, with her.
Okay.
Yep. Into the church. The so-called church.
The so-called church. Inside, it is a very small, but it looks like a very well appointed for as out in the sticks and the boonies as this one is. It just has 2 rows of pews. There's only 4 pews per row, with a center aisle. There's a pulpit at one end and a fairly large handmade wooden cross as a backdrop behind the pulpit. There's also a door back over there, and stenciled on the door frame above it, it says office.
Yep. Head right there. The cross is vertical?
Yes.
Good.
And this building's also raised from the ground of the jungle?
Yes. Yep. So you guys are seeking out the med kit?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, you go back into the office, and it's a fairly small little office with a small desk and one chair. So there's no chairs for like visitors to sit in or anything. There's one tiny file cabinet. There's also a small side table, and on that side table is a military metal box, and stenciled on that OD green metal box, it says med kit on that box.
I hope she's got something more specific than calamine, but I'll take what I can get.
Okay. Inside, it is basically calamine, but in 1920s, this is compounded with all kinds of stuff that probably would not be allowed in modern times. So it's quite potent. It's quite effective. So I just need someone with a first aid to administer. So a single roll will do to do the entire team.
Boom, bingo, solid success.
All right, tick that skill, and you have applied the itchy calamine relieving lotion to everyone who wants it. And if you had a penalty die for your con rolls, that has been relieved.
I feel so much better, Cuthbert. Thank you.
Oh, yes, looks like some pretty potent ointment for this.
It's remarkable what we take for granted in civilization.
I'm curious. Up at the pulpit, is there a Bible open with maybe bookmarks or notes, or maybe any writing notes jotted down that I could sort of look through?
So you want to leave the office and go back to the pulpit?
Yeah, I'm very curious about that.
Okay.
What's being preached here?
So you kind of start, leafing through, and it's a King James Bible. It has little annotations and things that are like boxed. There's no highlighter, but someone's boxed it in pencil, and you're seeing all the typical sermons that you would expect. You see that Cynthia seems to be kind of running the numbers and doing what needs to be done from a preaching standpoint. It looks pretty standard.
Well, her uncle is a preacher, so he's a priest.
Okay, all right. So just straight up. Okay, all right.
Is the file cabinet locked?
Well, of course not.
All right, I'm going to start nosing around in there then. Top drawer first.
All right. Go ahead and give me a spot hidden.
Wow, I made that by 1 point.
All right. The file cabinet has got a bunch of manila folders and things in it, and you can see it's really it's a lot of church records. So she seems to be trying to have a census of the natives who are converting to Christianity and choosing to live in the mission village that she's setting up. But as you're kind of going through this and you're finding other kind of church records, and you're moving some of the folders in this drawer, they seem to be almost having like they're tripping. The folders are tripping or something.
As if there's something underneath them in the drawer?
Yeah, so you kind of push them out of the way, and there's like a book laying under these folders in there, and it looks like it's a journal.
That's what I was hoping for. She takes after the old man. Unanticipated benefit of being the parent of one of the NPCs. I can look through their stuff without any real compunction.
Yeah, without feeling bad about it.
September 3, 1926. The most extraordinary event has taken place. I visited the island across the strait. For so long I have wanted to reach the people living there and teach them all my college-trained wisdom. Now I am the pupil. They taught me new things and helped me remember old things. Events that took place in my childhood, but had been all but forgotten, and the delusions I have suffered these past years. The truth will soon be known to all. A new sun shall appear in the sky. Several years earlier, October 11th, 1917, we had a visitor, a strange little man named Silas Patterson, who claimed to be an acquaintance of Uncle Julian. He's an anthropologist, and he stayed here at the mission for several days, studying the Ange, but it was clear he was more interested in my friends across the strait. He wanted to borrow a canoe to visit them, but decided against it when we told him how vicious the island people are when aroused. I suppose he's harmless enough, but I feel better now that he's gone.
That date might be wrong. It might be off by 10 years. I think that 17 should probably be a 27.
That makes more sense if they're friends across the strait.
Yeah.
October 27 would put that journal entry into the future.
Oh, well, then it must be correct. Maybe the other one should have said 16 instead of 26. So that's the one that's probably mistyped. And you found this one as well.
November 12th, 1927.
Nope, 17.
Oh, we are back in time now. All right. Today I visited the island people, learned about Azathoth.
Very short entry there. So the 3 entries should be September 3 of 1916, not 26, and then October of 17 and November of 17. That's the date order.
The name Yog-Sothoth ring any bells? It probably will for me.
Might for me too.
Given that I have 30 points of mythos at this point.
You may attempt a mythos roll, see if it does ring any bells.
29, 1 point.
Nope.
I made it by 1. Oh, actually, I made it by 9. I've got 38, not 30. Anyway, yes.
Kind of disturbing.
Yeah. I'm not sure that Philip Baxter was always that crazy about his daughter following in his brother's footsteps, but I think this is a distinct turn for the worse. I wonder if she really is off doing mission things, or she's off cavorting with her sharp-toothed friends across the strait. Anybody still in the office to discuss this matter?
Yeah, I'm in there. Is there anything on like the desk, like a calendar? Is there anything like that in here?
Nope, no calendar, no blotter. It's just kind of cluttered with office supply kind of stuff, pencils and some paper, and there's spare candles and things in here, but
are there any hymnals or like study Bibles or things laying about?
Give me a spot hidden.
You know what? With a 90, very cluttered. Very, very cluttered.
Very, very cluttered.
Dr. Long, take your thumbs out of your eyes.
Oh, that might help.
Dr. Baxter, you look... Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, please.
You look disturbed. Something wrong?
If we came here to get some help from Cynthia regarding Nemesis, the fact that she's excited to learn that there's a new sun about to appear in the sky doesn't sound good to me.
What is Yog-Sothoth? What is that?
In the arcane beliefs that have been alluded to in some of the books we've come across, it is a creature or deity that is the gate or the way, a connector between different spheres.
Mm.
It's
do
not
these indigenous people have anything to do with this, or is
it would appear to be the Chocho across the strait.
Yes.
that she willingly went with. Yeah, I think Cynthia's into some troubling things. Maybe that'll make it easier for her to understand that I'm actually her dead father reincarnated in the body of a banker. Upside there.
The dream worlds and yeah.
Anyway, I hope she gets back soon. Yeah. Maybe she can. Maybe she'll be more helpful because things she's learned. But I think we should take her with us when we leave this place.
Certainly, she might know something about Nemesis if she's.
She might, but she seems excited about it.
So you obviously you know your daughter. Did these writings from her? Did they seem like the writings of a mad woman, crazed, or did they seem her normal tone?
I can roll psychology if you like, John. It seems like they seemed quite level-headed, though, from just looking at them.
Yeah, they seem pretty level-headed, but you can go ahead and roll.
I mean, she's excited about her new son, which that's a success, 45 for 56.
She seems fairly, I mean, despite what's written, she seemed clear of mind in her journal entry.
Yeah, cogent, but again, I mean, I didn't love that she was a Catholic. I don't love that she's whatever she is now, even more.
Well, maybe she's just Christianizing it in her mind, the religion of these other people.
Is that what they're doing here, though, Dr. Saladin?
Well, I mean, it looks like a Christian mission. Does anything, to me and my knowledge of religions and so forth, look out of place in the church?
Give me a cult roll.
That's a 30 out of 68, so hard.
Everything in the church looks pretty normal.
Yeah.
But with that roll, with that hard success, you are kind of walking around. I'm the building's so small, you can kind of flow from office to the sanctuary and back, right, pretty easily,
right.
And so as you're making this assessment that you just did, yes, the church looks standard. It looks like what you would expect. But now as you're kind of like really trying to turn an eye to this, it also looks as if the church itself probably hasn't been in use for a while. It doesn't look like there's been people in here recently. There's layers of dust and stuff,
Mm-hmm.
There's layers of dust.
Perhaps this started as a mission and then
Well,
the missionaries themselves became ingrained in the local culture rather than converting.
Philip, you're Catholic, yes? Or you were Catholic, or your family was Catholic?
Family's Catholic. I've never been much of a God botherer myself.
I don't imagine that there's much use for a church unless you've got a priest.
I mean, there's no way we'd offer communion under these circumstances,
right.
And in terms of the church's teachings, but that doesn't prevent indoctrination.
No, I'm just thinking that if she's out busy ministering to these natives, she just might not ever use the church.
This building is where all this Christian material is.
Yeah, well, it's just sitting here. It's all dusty.
Right, and so what she's out there ministering, based on her journal entries, I would hazard a guess that it's not Christian anymore.
Although she might also not be sharing her new knowledge with the natives willy-nilly. She could be going around and telling straightforward Jesus stories to the common folk, if she's just not always running back to see the dubious.
Well,
cultists.
I wonder if there's any more materials over at the school.
Is the school separate from the church?
It is separate.
Okay. I'm just saying that it's not that easy for a person to convert. Usually they've been, like you say, indoctrinated. They think that they see everything from their, in this case, Catholic point of view. She might be curious about this Yog Sothoth character, but she might not convert. I don't know. We don't.
I used to be a more skeptical man myself, Zeno, until recent events. Who knows what she experienced over with the Chocho?
And it's you say it's Azathoth. It sounds familiar with something I was reading and studying about in that the Book of Ivan, where there's some sort of contact Azathoth or contact Zothaqua or something like that. Do you think that might have any correlation with this?
Oh, I don't know why all these gods' names are so unpronounceable.
They sound similar, but not exactly the same.
It's a lot of thothiness, but it's a thought you were.
Well, what was the one in the Dreamlands?
Yipsithil.
Yeah.
Not pronounced by human tongues.
Look, whatever the hell they are, I don't think contacting them is something I'm interested in.
Yeah, same here. Very much agree.
Why, if she has converted to some sort of religious cult amongst these natives, who's to say that she's not going to be incredibly hostile towards us?
Well, we don't, it's not as though we've come here to, well, actually, I probably have. I don't think she'll be incredibly hostile. I think she might be excited to share her new wisdom. That's sort of the tone in the journal.
Maybe. I'm afraid that if she tells these natives to kill us, they'll do it. What if they're all followers?
We don't have to be confrontational with her. We could be more or less just checking up on her.
A family
reunion. Yes. And before we speculate too much more about the levels of indoctrination among the natives, I do believe that paying a visit to the school
might
be enlightening.
Let's go over there.
Nice.
Fair teaching.
Okay. So you guys head out and go across to the other building. It's right there. It's actually close enough. You can just kind of hop over the gap and go from one platform to the other, and go check out the school.
And then I'll want to look for Cynthia's hut. I assume she has a solo hut, her own quarters, because her personal belongings weren't in the office. Except
they were not.
Journal. Oh, and I guess I'm going to be fairly mindful about replacing the journal under the files so that it looks undisturbed.
Okay.
No reason to start off with her under the impression that we are violating her privacy.
Is everyone going to the school?
Yeah, I think so.
Yes, as long as there's no other room or door inside the mission here. It's just the main big area with the pulpit and the pews, and then her office, and then that's it. Or was there like another room?
No other room. Her office, I guess I should have stated, her office did have another door. So like a back door, so you could go from outside to her office without going through the sanctuary. So you guys can go out either door and then kind of, hop across to the other platform with the school.
Okay. That's that I should do.
Okay.
Have we seen any of the natives wearing any religious iconography? I mean, I know they don't wear much anyway, but any crucifixes or anything like that?
Give me a spot hidden roll. This will be kind of like a retroactive memory kind of thing.
Okay.
You're searching your memory.
Yes.
Or anything like tattoos.
They have obvious tattoos, but they all look like, nonsensical tribal, tattoos, tribal markings. And you were successful in your
regular success.
You do not recall seeing any of the people. And granted, you've only met a small subset.
Fair.
But none of the people, the women or the children that you met, are wearing religious jewelry of any sort.
No crosses.
Strange.
crosses.
So they're not
I
converted
wonder,
to Catholicism.
I wonder if we were to ask any of them if they could recite the Lord's Prayer, if they could. You know, get a feel of what if there is truly an education going on here. Sorry, Dr. Long, go ahead.
Do you? I don't recall seeing any crucifixes in our huts.
Mm-mm.
I'm not sure they're converted to Catholicism then.
Does
Doesn't like there's much of an effort being made.
Sikander or Mabore, do either of them wear crosses or seem religious at all?
I mean, they do seem religious, but they're Hindi. So they're Hindus.
That's right. Yeah, okay, okay, got it.
Yeah.
All right, so everyone goes to the school. All right. So the school, similar to the mission, has a couple of doors, a front door and a back door, if you will, for a round building, right? But inside, similar to the other yurts, it's a single room under a single roof kind of set up, and there aren't desks per se. There's a bunch of mats on the floor, and each mat has a small, like a little reed basket that kind of sits in the corner of the mat. And on one side of the hut is a green chalkboard with some sticks of chalk, and it looks like there's been some arithmetic and some English lettering on that chalkboard. That's different layers of it. You know, it's been written and erased, but it doesn't come completely off, and then written again and erased again.
Is the school dusty like the church?
You can give me a spot hidden. Anybody who's
Swipe
interested.
hidden. No, I got a 96, so apparently I can't see my finger.
Cornelius. So you are looking around, and it's hard to tell if the place is a little dirty, but it's hard to tell when people have been in here. Although you open up one of the small baskets, which is clearly for children to keep some school supplies in. Each mat on the floor has a small basket with a grass lid and everything, and inside one of those is that totem.
Oh,
incredibly similar to the one that was staked out on the ground of your campsite when you were traveling here.
So whoever's close to me, I lift this open and well, look what we have here.
Sikander said that was a warning, didn't he?
Yeah, he
that's
did.
what he said. It's not something I'd expect them to be making in arts and crafts, but it's a little worrisome.
So I go over to a couple other baskets and lift them up.
Not in everyone, but you find several. You find several of these small, child-sized, child-made totems.
What are they made out of? Now that we actually have one that wasn't kicked immediately into the river.
It's native grasses, and it's been some kind of white paste has been applied to the head of the totem, so it's got it's pure white, but the grasses are just natural colored for everything else, and it's been tied together with twine, and it's a little firm, little strange cross-like totem.
And the filaments on the top
is just like torn shreds of grass, so it almost has like a headdress kind of effect.
Is there anybody here who dresses in a similar manner? Are there people with like headdresses styled like these effigies, or no?
Not that you've seen.
I wonder what the children would tell us this was if we were to ask them.
Everyone give me a listen roll, please.
What would the adults tell us? Just ask one.
93.
36.
You're on it.
I passed
41.
29. That's
Those who have successful listen rolls, you begin to hear something that sounds like a ruckus going on outside.
what is going on out there?
Something going on outside.
I will run out and look, see what it is.
Yeah, I will also.
You run completely out of the school.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you just hop down from the platform or just kind of step out?
Well, I just want to step out and see if I can spot what's going on.
Okay. Yeah. So you kind of come bursting out the door of the school, and you're standing up on the platform, and over by the campfire and the tannery and all that stuff that's going on, you can see a throng of people, the natives who are, it looks like the people who greeted you here. I mean, it looks like it's the citizens of this small village, if you will. And they are, all of these people are basically converging and violently grabbing at Sikander and Mabur. And you can see a new person kind of in the background who seems to be like directing the mob. And it is a woman, a white woman. She's heavy set, but she's got a pith helmet on, and she seems to, hands on hips and feet shoulder width apart. She seems to be in this, commanding kind of mode, and is like, shouting in a language native for the Ogangi, or the Angi people here. So she's speaking in Angi, and so as she's doing that, you can see that the woman, her vision raises, and she looks right at you, Dr. Long, and she just puts a hand out and she just shouts out, Adona! And you can see all these, people, they are looking at the school now, and they start running towards the school.
I hate being right.
Hey, Cornelius, you got that sidearm on you?
What? Oh, you're outside. What's going on?
Cynthia's back. She's having the villagers attack our guides, and they're coming right at us. So I'm going to go back inside and shut the door and try to move a desk in front of it.
Hey, I have a rifle on my back. I didn't leave it. I wasn't leaving it lying around. Damn.
Well, we have to. You said they're attacking our guides?
Yes, they have them completely mobbed out there. They don't know they're coming. They're coming at us right now.
So the school building has windows, right? There'd be no other light source.
Right.
So
all of these little village, little small windows, there's no glass. It's just a hole.
Right.
So there's a few small holes around, and there's the two doors, one at the front and one at the back.
Right.
I'll go to the door, and without making myself a complete target, I will take 2 shots into the air and yell out, "Let the 2 of those guides go now!"
All right. So you fire twice into the air.
Yeah.
The report from the gun is deafening and startling, and so all these natives, they like hit the brakes and slide to a stop, and you can see they crouch low, and they're starting to back up. But as you are out there and you fire the gun and you say your piece, you can see that Sikander and Mabur are both being, something must have happened to them because they're not struggling. They're also not standing. And both men are being drug away out of the village by groups of people, and they're disappearing into the foliage.
Cynthia, stop this at once!
Those are our friends. We came in peace. Please do not harm them.
I'm going out the back door and heading towards the jungle.
Okay. Yeah, so you open up the back door, and the jungle edge is not that far away, and you're able to just, I mean, it's not a giant leap. You're able to jump down and run over there relatively unseen.
I'm trying to keep consciously keep the building between me and them. So.
I am not well armed. I got a machete, so I'm following Zeno.
Okay, so Zeno and Frederick have,
and I believe Edith too.
And Edith.
Well, actually, these huts are all connected, right? Could I run out the back and go to our hut? Because I'm sure they're all a little distracted. Get my gun.
They're not connected. They're not connected. Okay. They're close. So the school and the mission, because they're like sister buildings, they were built so close that you could just jump across. Okay. But all the other ones, they're a distance. You'd have to like get down, go to the other one, go back up.
Then I will follow suit and go for the jungle.
Okay, so half of you have bailed out the back. What do the other half of you want to do?
Well, I've got my rifle probably peering out of one of the little holes, maybe just...
Okay, you're setting up a firing position, Cornelius?
Yeah, I don't want to fight them. I just want to save our companions, but it seems like I was way too late on that. Arla, we should not engage this fight.
Don't worry, I'm not planning on it. I'm just here. I'm just setting up just in case. If we want to bail, we can bail, but...
Dr. Baxter, do you have anything?
Did Cynthia respond to my shout?
No response.
Cynthia, we need to talk to you. What? Have you gone mad? We've come all the way from Providence. We have news from the family, and we need to talk.
And she's shouting more orders in Ogangi, or in Ungi.
Are her forces rallying after the dispersal at her command?
Yeah, they seem to be pulling back, and then they're kind of starting to, you can see through the window, they're starting to split into two groups.
This is terrible. They've just killed our guides, our means out of here. This is horrendous.
What should we do? I don't want to just fire Baxter.
No, I was Baxter. Yeah.
Cynthia, Silas Patterson murdered your father.
You do get a response, and there's laughter.
Hers?
Yes, Cynthia is laughing.
Oh, dear.
Well, that's not good.
Baxter?
This does not seem good.
The longer we stay here, worse.
Oh, that's a countdown. Okay, yeah, we need to exit. Okay, let's retire. Let's backtrack to the canoes. Okay. Run away!
And I'll be behind with my rifle because I have a bit more range than the others.
Okay.
All right, so you guys are running out the front door, running out the back door. What are you doing?
I'll follow in the direction that Zeno, Edith, and Dr. Long left. As long as Dr. Baxter is also going to be going, I'm not going to leave him in a state of shock.
All right, so
I'll stay with Well, I'll try to get Baxter in front of me as long as he's willing to go.
Baxter, what's going on?
She's still my daughter. She's confused. And those idiots aren't going to get 5 feet in the jungle before they meet one of those spiders with the yellow bands.
Yeah.
I'm going out the front door, raising my hands and saying, we're here to talk. No need for violence.
Okay. Cornelius and Arlo, what do you guys want to do with Philip going out the front door?
Sorry, that was really fine.
Quickly. What is Arlo and Cornelius doing with Philip going out the front door?
I'm gonna stay in there with my rifle out and keep an eye on him. If it seems like he's gonna get somewhere, I may go out and with my rifle over my head and surrender. But I don't want to do that.
Surrender? Oh yeah, they're gonna come.
I am just gonna keep an eye.
Okay, so I'll stay by your side, Arlo.
Okay, so you guys are staying inside the hut.
Yeah,
Yep.
but keeping Dr. Baxter in sight.
Okay. All right. Baxter, you head outside, and those who are in the jungle, you guys have kind of gotten a pretty good distance, but you're at a position where you can you've got just the right clearance of foliage where you have visibility to this, but you are deep enough in that no one sees you. So those who are in the forest are okay. Baxter, you head out there, hands raised, and then Cynthia, she just kind of does a noise where she goes, whoosh, whoosh, and 2 of the people run up, and they're approaching the platformed building, but they come up to a certain point, and then the 2 of them both raise blowguns and they blow, and you feel yourself getting pinpricked. Give me a con roll, please. You're looking for a hard success.
Care to guess what my lowest characteristic is? No, I rolled an 82 for 45.
Okay, Cornelius, you were keeping your eye on Dr. Baxter, and you hear these darts, and you see them kind of like land in his arm, right? And because he had his arms up, and you can see Baxter, he just kind of starts getting woozy. He goes to his knees. He unconsciously kind of, brushes his arm and knocks the darts out. And then he just kind of, and then he collapses to the floor of the deck outside of this hut.
Oh my God. We can't tell if he's dead or just knocked unconscious. This is if we
Cornelius, you may give me a first aid roll.
Okay. Boom. It's a standard success.
You see signs of breathing.
Okay, so
you recognize signs of breathing in Dr. Baxter.
Okay, so it's either slow death or just tranquilized. I mean, I don't think we can win this fight, Arlo. I wanted to stop the killing of our 2 guides out here, but Arlo, you've got the rifle. Do you think you can take her out?
Well, that is my only option, right? And then if it fails, we just run into the. But
right,
I will take
a
shot if I have a shot.
I need each of you to make a listen roll, please.
90.
A regular success.
Oh,
okay. Cornelius, your attention is on Dr. Baxter. Okay. Arlo, you're thinking about taking the shot and shooting Cynthia. As you're thinking about that, your ears prick up as you hear the back door open, and you turn and look, and there are 3 natives with blowguns. What is your dexterity? You have a readied weapon, but they also have a readied weapon. So what is your dexterity?
50 is my dexterity.
Only I had made that roll.
If only you had made that roll. Okay. I get to go first. Let me double check something.
I don't want to shoot innocent. I don't want to shoot people.
Actually, I can't.
I'm not saying that out loud. That's out of character. Just want to shoot that thing.
We're doomed.
Oh, hail. Okay. So 2 darts hit you, Dr. Augustine, and apparently one of them is in the throat. With my extreme success, I need you to make a con roll.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to say that you need an extreme success because of that dart that went right into the jugular, and it is injecting poison directly into your brain.
No. Do I hear this gasping?
7.
Okay. All right. So you have an action before you pass out because this is still going to affect you, but you get an action. What do you want to do?
I guess I'm just going to have to shoot one of them to give Cuthbert a chance to run, I guess.
All right. Fire.
Okay. And that's an 18. That's a hard success.
Okay.
I don't know which one I'm shooting at, but you know.
I don't think it matters. All right. So you shoot one of these natives, and with a hard success, I mean, you get him like right in the head. And so his skull just pops. Oh. And so that happens. Cornelius, you're going to have to turn, but unfortunately they're going to blowgun you first. Arlo, you shoot, and then just a curtain of darkness descends over your eyes.
What do my tentacles do? Because I'm in danger right now.
Oh, I totally forgot about that.
Wait, he has tentacles?
Yeah, I think he said something else.
Yes, I think the tentacles probably just explode outward as like a knee-jerk reaction. But we'll handle that in a sec. Okay. Cornelius, as you turn after the gun goes off right next to you, 2 darts come by. One skims right past you, but one does strike. So I need a hard success on your con roll.
Bingo. Ooh, 18. 18 on my con of 60. So that is a hard. Solid.
Okay. You will get an action, but you will still be knocked unconscious. You can have an action.
All right. Well, I don't know that, so I feel like I'm still going. So I'm just gonna take them down, and thinking in my head that I still can keep going and fight. So I'll.
What's your rate of fire?
It's a semi-automatic. Browning M1920.
You're 1-3. You can shoot 3 shots.
So do you want to do 3 shots?
No, because the third one's going to be such a terrible chance to hit. I'll just, because it's the next one's going to be a penalty die. Right, just keep stacking that. So right. I'll just do 2.
All right, so do
first,
2.
Ooh, perfect. First is a hard.
Okay.
And now I have to roll twice. Oh yeah, miss. So I land a hard round into the first guy.
All right, and that guy's, again, hard success. You get him in the head, so his head pops, and the curtain of darkness falls upon you. All right, so Dr. Saladin, Ms. Thomas, Dr. Long, from the safety of the jungle, you guys hear the gunfire. You can see pops of light from those little windows that are in the huts. But then things go silent. And from your view, where you're able to like see the front platform, you can see that a lot of the natives come up and start bodily handling Dr. Baxter, and then you can see Cornelius and Arlo also carried out of the school and standing on the platform. She's ascended the little ladder and has gotten up onto the platform. You see the woman who must be Cynthia Baxter, and so she's standing on that platform, and you can see her. She's got a hand up, and she's just trying to look and scan into the jungle. Clearly, she's not seeing you because her vision is panning from her perspective, from her left to her right, and you're in that pan, but at no point did she ever like stop and like try and is there a detail in here? So she just panned right past you, and then she's like, and then she returns her attention to the natives who are around her and the prisoners that they have accumulated. And you can see they begin a procession, and they're taking them off, and they're heading west. They're heading west from your location.
Our only thing that we can do is we have to catch that woman and threaten her life to give our friends up. Otherwise, we're dead, because we can't survive in the jungle. We certainly can't make it back. We have to capture her and hold her hostage. So we have to follow along quietly in the jungle.
My gun's in the tent. I think maybe I can go grab it. Are either of you armed?
I've got a knife.
Does it look like there's any natives around, or like they've all left?
Following?
The whole village seems to be like processioning with Cynthia as they're heading west.
Yeah, you can make it.
Okay.
Get your gun.
Yeah, I'm gonna go grab my gun.
Okay. Yeah, you're able to. You're sneaking in. You're like going from hut to hut as you're making your way through, and there's nobody here. There's nobody here, and you're able to go inside. And there's your gear. There's your pack of stuff. There's everybody's stuff. In this hut had all these guys, and in the other hut had all those other guys.
Right, and I'm like looking at Dr. Baxter's pack. And did he have a map of some kind? Oh, I'm gonna look through it real quick.
I don't know that there is a map.
Did they take the guns? If I check the school again.
Oh, so you go and see, no, actually you're right. Cornelius's and Arlo's weapons are just laying on the floor.
Yes, take those, and the dead natives that are in there, are there blowguns still there?
The blowguns have been taken.
Okay.
The dead natives have also been taken.
Oh.
So they policed up those bodies.
All right. Well, taking the rifle and the pistol, spare ammunition in our stuff, I would assume it's time to go after our friends.
All right. So now we're all armed.
So, Long's got two weapons. He's got a rifle and a pistol. So, I guess
I am better with the rifle than I am with the pistol.
Give me the pistol then.
All right. There you go.
And Edith has her own weapon.
Yes, I'm not bad. I'm not a bad shot with the pistol, but this is very upsetting.
I was considering just advising that we just leave, but
where do we go?
Follow them? Try to follow them?
We have to follow them, yeah.
Shouldn't it be too hard to follow? I mean, there were a lot of people going in the same direction. So
we have to
off we
somehow
go.
sneak up, get around behind them, and then jump that woman.
I wonder if they have any blow darts in their homes
huts,
or anything
maybe.
like that. Yes, in their huts.
Okay. You guys want to do some searching of the village?
Quickly. You don't want to lose them. Yeah.
All right. So if you want to search quickly, then I'll have you do a spot hidden with a penalty die. If you want to spend a reasonable amount of time to cover the huts and try and find stuff, it'll be a standard spot hidden, no penalty. And if you want to spend a long time, you can have a bonus die.
I did the first one. I got an 18, then I got a 17. So both of them are successful.
Okay. So y'all are spending only a short period of time.
Yes. Pass. Both of them pass. But yes, quickly.
All right.
Yep. I pass as well.
Wow, you guys are awesome. You find a box labeled blowguns, and there they are, right? I mean, with those kind of rolls, that's what you get, right? So yes, you have each found a small collection of blowguns, and there is a basket with darts, and you can see there's another small. It looks like it's made of. It looks like a small jar, but made of like banana leaves and stuff, and inside is a white paste in there, and you can tell just from the scratches in the paste, it looks like people have taken these darts and drug the needle through the paste.
If we can't figure out these blow darts, we can at least, if somebody gets too close,
it's
punch him with the
probably
dart.
curare. If what we can do is, if we see the natives, we can pick off the ones in the back with the blowguns. They might just drop, and then nobody notices because they're all marching forward. I don't know.
Well, we'll take 3 blowguns, darts, poison with us, I
And
guess.
guns and a knife. We're cool.
Super well equipped. I like it. All right. It is easy to follow this large crowd. And it's not like they're cutting a swath through the jungle. There's a path that they have gotten onto, and it heads west. They have kind of a lead on you, plus they know the terrain and they know where they are going better than you guys do. And so as you guys are following this path, you eventually hear the sound of surf, like a beach is nearby. And as you kind of are coming over a crest, you see up ahead a beach line. And there on the beach are some outrigger canoes, some really nice looking outrigger canoes. And you can see that as you get there, as you get to this crest, that the unconscious bodies of your friends, Dr. Baxter, Mr. Cuthbert, and Dr. Augustine, as well as the unconscious bodies of Sikander and Mabur, have been loaded into, amongst them, they've been loaded into 2 different outriggers, and those outriggers are being pushed into the surf now. One of them has Cynthia on board as well. But there's a bunch of natives who are not in the outriggers. They're just like, teams of people are grabbing hands onto the boats and are running them into the surf, So there's a large portion of this group that's going to stay behind, and only some of them are going into these outriggers. And you can see, it doesn't look too far away, but it looks like it'd be an exhausting swim. You can see a dark green outline near the horizon.
We can swim. The water is probably full of sharks, and
right?
I can't swim that well.
Neither can I. But
I say we go back and burn their fucking village to the ground.
We gotta save them.
What are we going to do?
I don't know.
We have to. I mean, the only thing I can think of is to go back to Port Blair and get help.
We can try, but probably die in the jungle.
It's going to be too late. It's going to be too late for them. What if they kill them?
It might already be too late.
I mean, we have our canoes, right? But God, it's probably going to take us forever to go back and get them.
I don't even know if we can find our canoes. That was a while back there. We needed guides.
I mean, there was a path.
We have to follow the path back and just let the river carry us all the way down. We were going
Either that
upstream.
or just jump in the water. I
mean, it took you several days to get to this point. You know, the river, the mouth of that river that you're on is at Port Blair. So that's a way you could ride the river all the way down to Port Blair and then come back up, or just port the canoes across the path. And then, if that's a thing, that's an idea.
Well, I don't see any way for us to get to one of those canoes down there. Are they taking all the canoes?
You can give me a spot hidden.
I barely passed.
Okay. Where you're looking, all the canoes went, but as you are scanning up and further back up and down the beach, not too far away, off to your left, pulled up really close to the tree line, you see another outrigger over there.
So we have the
option.
We're
commandeering a vessel.
The thing is that our chances don't get any better if we go to that island. How are we going to rescue our friends?
I'm scared if we go all the way back to Port Blair, it's going to be too late.
Oh, it'll be too late. They'll be dead. But I don't see how we can save them.
Are you saying that we
abandon them to their fate? I mean,
I don't know that. I don't want to abandon them. No, but what can we do? We're not an army. They've got 100 people down there.
Maybe if we wait until they leave, just hide in the clearing, and then take the canoe and go.
What if we go there, go to the island?
Look,
there's a tribe of cannibals on that island.
Yes, the Chocho are over there, and who knows what they're capable of.
And we don't think these people were cannibals, but those people are definitely cannibals.
Well, if it were me in one of those canoes, I would really hope that you all would come for me. Jesus.
Would you want us all to die in the process?
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't think that we'll make it.
Well, I'm going, Zeno.
Are you just going because this is a story? No. How existential.
I'm going because it's the right thing to do, and I would hope you would do the same if I were in that position, damn it.
But Edith, if we all die, who the hell's going to stop Nemesis?
That's not my problem if I'm dead, Dr. Long. Now, is it? I'll be dead.
The whole world might die. If only there were somebody up in the sky controlling everything that could.
I guess the answers seem obvious to me.
Our only chance then is to, if we do try to rescue them, we have to catch that woman and hold her hostage, and then somehow hold her hostage all the way back to Fort Blair. Do you think that's possible? They're not just going to give us the people.
Are either one of you trained in any kind of medicine? If we looked at this paste, is there any way we could discern if it were lethal, just a sedative? I don't know medicine. I'm not
I am not trained in medicine.
No, and it's probably something that's lethal in a large dose. It's lethal to an animal, a monkey.
If someone has medicine or science chemistry, I would allow that.
Nope. I have a 1.
Or a science
Are you going to do
pharmacy.
scientific tests on it?
I have science physics.
So do I.
Doesn't help.
I'm having a hard time. Justifying physics.
Astronomy. No, I'm an astrophysicist. Damn it! I don't know how to go be a jungle commando and save these people. Oh,
I think we're.
So for Miss Thomas, I'm going to invoke a little GM fiat in this. And I, for your conviction in wanting to pursue and save your companions, I award you a Moxie Point. Okay?
Oh, thank you.
So with this Moxie, so just mark that you have a Moxie Point.
Okay.
With this Moxie, you may cash that in at any time for an extreme success of your choosing. Okay?
Well, for escaping everybody with our lives.
What are the natives doing? Does it look like they're kind of starting to disperse?
So it sounded like I heard you say that you were going to, get off the path and kind of hide in the jungle. And sure enough, the outriggers take off and they're, rowing for the horizon for that green stripe out there. And the natives who stayed behind, murmuring amongst themselves, they're probably high-fiving and whatnot, as natives do. They turn around and they start working their way back on the path, heading back towards their village, towards their home. And in a fairly short amount of time, they're gone. And you guys can emerge from your hiding spot. And here you are on the beach with nary a soul around. You can see, the two outriggers as they get hidden from the swells of the ocean out there. On occasion you can see them, and sometimes you can't. But there's an outrigger kind of stashed in the foliage, not too far away from you. And and there you go. Or you can take the path all the way back to the river and grab your canoes and do whatever you want with your canoes, but there is an outrigger right over there.
You do know that she knows that we exist.
Yeah, she's real bothered by that.
I mean, the natives
because
counted us for sure.
Well, I'm marching straight for the outrigger.
Oh my God.
Gentlemen,
women.
Do join me if you found your balls, please.
Frederick, this is why I never got married.
Uh-huh.
Now we have to because we're gentlemen.
We're all gonna die. All right.
I hope she knows how to row a canoe because I have no idea how to do it.
Neither do I.
My piloting skills on the water is 0.
You guys have spent the last several days rowing canoes, just smaller ones.
I thought the guides did that.
I mean, eventually all the porters, they abandoned you guys. So,
All right, I'm just finding excuses.
Yes, I hear that. That's why she has the Moxie Point and you do not.
I better get a new tie out of this.
Yeah, Arlo better pick up one hell of a gift for us.
Do you know in all this time that Arlo didn't give me a damn thing? He's given all of you ties and he hasn't given me a thing.
I'm sure he would strip down to his naked self in joy once we save him. Let's go.
Let's hope that he doesn't do that.
Well, let's hope we don't die in the ocean first.
All right.
All
Edith,
right.
you're leading the way. You sit in front of the boat.
The tide. Huh?
Oh no, I was just saying I'll be in the lead.
The tide has come in, making it easier to pull this outrigger out from the foliage where it was stashed and to getting it into water with only the three of you. And soon enough, you find yourselves on the shoulders of the ocean, of the Indian Ocean, as you are taking off across the strait towards that green strip of an island in the distance. I actually think this is a perfect time. It's a little short, but I think it's a perfect time to pause this episode, and we will return as we cross the ocean and reach the Chocho Island.
Holy smoke, dude. Our players included Josh Harwood, Morgan Llewellyn, Holly Buteau, Stuart Lively, David Gasway, and myself, with John Hook as the keeper of the secrets. We have a Discord server where you can chat with our other members, you can set up private games, and you can learn the finer arts of gameplay and game mastering. There's a link below. We're currently producing up to 4 shows a week with music and sound effects added in post-production in order to create a richer listener experience. We provide audio-only versions of our shows free for you to download from Podbean or iTunes. The costs involved with the show are provided almost entirely by our patrons. Without them, we wouldn't be able to do what we do. If you'd like to help support our show, please visit our Patreon account. Just $1 to a month helps us a lot. You can find a link in the description below. Like, share, and subscribe to our channel, and punch the bell icon for updates on our latest shows, and leave us some comments. We enjoy reading them and answering any questions you might have. This is Tom Rayleigh, together with all the members of our gaming club, inviting you to journey with us once again into the darkness for another adventure into the universe of H.P. Lovecraft and the Call of Cthulhu role-playing game. Until next time, good luck and good gaming.